These are the August 2024 horoscopes for all 12 signs. Also, check out everclear.com for my personal favorite tarot readers and psychics. I highly advise getting a monthly forecast from them in the form of a tarot reading or psychic readings. They have my personal favorite psychics and tarot readers. Aries risings. Let's start off with the first half of August. We will have Venus in your 5th house of dating and romance squaring Uranus, so there could be a wild, unexpected, or even chaotic or exciting event occurring in your love life. For example, you could be meeting someone new in your love life, you could be reconnecting with your ex, you could be going on a wild, passionate date, you could be meeting a new romantic interest. All bets are on the table. Or some of you may be putting energy and effort into a creative project. You may have a burst of creative inspiration, which will propel your creative endeavors towards success. We will also have a new moon in your Leo 5th house, so there could be something new happening in your love life. Again, you could be meeting someone new, or perhaps you are renewing the interest or the excitement and passion between you and a romantic interest. Or if that's not the case, this is an amazing time to get started on a creative project, to put renewed energy into your creative works. You'll have a renewal of creative inspiration. This is an amazing week to manifest love, as well as to shift your mindset when it comes to love, so that you have a more positive mindset when it comes to your romantic life by creating a more positive mindset in regard to love. For example, believing that you are worthy of love, believing that love is coming to you, stating affirmations that your dream partner is coming to you. This will allow you to usher in that dream partner or that romantic relationship that you desire. And from August 6th to August 14th, we will have Mercury retrograde in your 6th house of career and health. So this is an amazing time to go back to your work projects, to finish off any work that has been left uncompleted. Perhaps you've been putting off a business idea, perhaps you've been putting off a work project. And this is also a really great time to start looking after your health and reprioritizing your health so that you can get your health back on track. August is an amazing month for you to identify what you need to do differently in your career so that you can further yourself in your career, so that you can progress in your career. So if you feel like you've been stagnant in your career, this is your time to figure out what it is that you need to change up. We'll have Mars aligning with Jupiter in your 3rd house, so this is an amazing month for you to put effort and energy into your creative endeavors, into your work projects, so that you can launch them into a success. This is also an excellent month to network, communicate with others, and connect with the right kinds of people who can open up doors of opportunity for you. You do want to watch out for possible fights between you and acquaintances, family members, and friends. This may be a time in which you are a bit feisty and you could potentially take your anger out or take your frustrations out on the others around you, or you may find that this is a time where other people are taking out their anger on you, in which case you want to take a step back from that. So watch out for any volatile behavior from yourself or from your peers. There could be potential frustration that arises when it comes to putting your energy into your work projects, but again, this is a great month to get them out there. So even if roadblocks arise or things aren't moving as quickly as you want them to, just know that patience and resilience will allow you to turn those projects into a success. There's also a high likelihood that many of you could encounter an ex or reconnect with an ex, possibly even get back together again with an ex, or just seek closure with an ex if you have unfinished business with them. Let's get into the second half of August. We will have Venus in your 5th house opposing Saturn, so if there are issues in your love life or there are issues between you and a romantic interest, this is a time where those issues could be highlighted and you may have a fight with a romantic partner. You may have to address those issues, but healthy relationships won't suffer. On the contrary, we have Venus squared Jupiter, so for those of you who are in happy, healthy relationships, there may be heightened attraction, passion, and excitement with you and your romantic interest. This is a really great time for dating. And again, there could be unexpected events arising in your love life, things out of the ordinary. We will have a full moon in your Aquarius 11th house of hopes, dreams, aspirations, and friendships. So this may be a time in which you are cutting ties with friends, or perhaps you should consider cutting ties with people who are of low vibrational energy, who are holding you back in life, who are draining you of your energy, who may be energy vampires. This is also an amazing time for you to think about your highest dreams and aspirations, to figure out what you need to do differently in order to attain those aspirations that you've perhaps been putting off with the everyday routines and busy schedule of your life. And again, throughout all of August, there's a high likelihood you could reconnect with an ex, and you may even find yourself thinking a lot about your past relationship. So if you're not reconnecting with an ex, this could be a time in which you are healing from your past relationship wounds, and you are identifying those traumas, and you are feeling those feelings, letting those emotions out so that you can move on from that trauma. You can heal and move forward after August. Taurus risings, there could be unexpected, surprising, or exciting events occurring in your love life, or there could be surprising things occurring with family members, those that you are closest with. There will be a Leo new moon in your 4th house, so many of you may be connecting with family members, your closest friends and allies, and there may be new exciting things happening with those people. So during the first week of the month, you may be redecorating your home environment, you may be cleaning, you may be buying furniture, reorganizing your home. Some of you may be even thinking of moving to a new location, buying a new property. The first half of the month is a really great time to come into touch with your inner feelings and inner needs, to heal your inner wounds. So you could become a bit emotional during this time. This is a really great time to heal those wounds that have been affecting you over the past few months, so that you can create a healthier state of mind, move on from those wounds, and establish more peace and tranquility within your mind. And by having a more peaceful mindset, you'll be able to usher in your manifestations as well. So do a lot of self-work, do a lot of introspection, focus on looking after yourself and practicing self-care. Focus on your support system as well. This may be a time in which other people are there for you. You can lean on others for comfort. You can have meaningful, deep conversations with other people. Other people can help heal you. Perhaps you've been neglecting yourself. This is a really great time for you to come into touch with your needs, to establish or recognize what it is that you want in life, and to finally start putting time and energy and effort into yourself, into going after your own personal goals and aspirations. Perhaps you've been putting a lot of the things that you want off, but the first half of August is a great time to, again, reestablish what your needs are and to really go after what you want in life, to make those things come to fruition. From August 5th to August 16th, we will have Mercury retrograde in your 4th house. So once again, you may be putting a huge focus into your home, looking after your home and redecorating, making sure that you're cleaning up, as well as looking after yourself and maintaining self-care. We will also have Mars aligning with Jupiter in your 2nd house of finances. So this is a really great time to go after your financial material goals, to put effort and energy into your financial streams of income, perhaps putting energy into your business or finding ways to make more money. This is a really great time to also establish a money mindset and to establish that positive mindset required to usher in the wealth that you know you deserve and desire. This is a time where you may be retraining your mind to allow yourself to believe that you are worthy of the wealth that you want, and having that mindset will allow you to usher in those finances. Many of you could also have a lot of money coming in, or you could find ways to really boost your wealth during this time. Let's talk about the second half of the month. Many of you are going to be living it up or spending a lot of money. Perhaps you may be spending money on luxurious items, going out, partaking in entertainment. So the second half of the month may be very hedonistic. It may be very luxurious for you, but be mindful of your spending habits as well. Some of you may be spending exorbitant amounts of money. There may be some days, especially around August 19th, where you could be feeling a little bit low. So this is a time that's essential for self-care. The theme of the month is self-care and prioritizing your needs and your feelings. So if you are feeling low, it's a good time to just isolate and to practice meditation. We will have Venus opposing Saturn in your 4th house, so you want to watch out for possible conflicts with family members or issues that could arise between you and family members, or between you and those that you are closest with. We will have a full moon in your Aquarius 10th house, so this may be a time in which you are deciding to change things up in your career. Perhaps you are looking for different ways to advance in your career. This is an amazing time to establish different ways to get ahead in your career, or to identify what's not working in your career so that you can progress in your career, so that you can find the solutions to move upwards and onwards in your workplace. There could also be erratic, unexpected, or unusual events occurring in the workplace that some of you may want want to watch out for. And many of you could be making massive changes in regards to your career. Some of you could even think about, leaving an old job behind in search of a new career. For those of you who are in poor financial situations, this may be a time in which you may be feeling a bit low due to your financial circumstances, but this is also an amazing time to establish that positive money mindset, to figure out what you need to do differently in your life to usher in the wealth that you want, to find financial solutions. Gemini risings, we will have a Leo new moon in your third house. This will be a really great time for you to carry out tasks, to do what you need to get done, to get your work completed out of the way. So this is a great time to establish a better routine, to establish more structure and discipline into your lifestyle so that you can effectively and efficiently carry out what you need to get done. You'll also feel very at ease in social situations. This may be a time in which you are networking, you're establishing new connections, making new friends, and you'll be able to connect on a very deep level with people. You're likely going to be very busy, especially during the first week of the month, just carrying out tasks, but you'll be able to effectively get your tasks done and successfully complete your work. We will have Mercury retrograde in your fourth house from August 5th to August 16th. So during that time, you are going to take a huge step back to rethink your course and to make sure that you are on the right course in life. And if you're not, this may be a time in which you are backtracking, figuring out what you need to do differently in life to put yourself on the right track in life. You'll be gaining a lot of insights which will allow you to establish the future that you desire. You're going to be reevaluating risks and actions that you are taking in your life so that you can steer yourself in the right course. This is a great time to resolve any inner conflicts which have been leaving you anxious or stressed so that you can establish more peace and tranquility in your mind. By establishing a healthier mindset, you'll be able to get ahead in life and you'll be able to much more successfully advance rather than being held back by your own internal turmoil. Many of you may also be rethinking your living situation, or this may be a time in which you are reorganizing your home, thinking about buying new furniture, for example, cleaning up and tidying your home. We will have Mars aligning with Jupiter on August 14th in your first house. So around the middle part of August, you are going to have an increase in drive, energy, and motivation, and this will allow you to successfully propel yourself forward towards your goals and aspirations. You will have the ability, paired with the self-confidence, to achieve significant success in anything that you dedicate your time and energy towards. You'll be extremely magnetic, charismatic, and attractive, so other people will be drawn to your energy. This is a great time to attract friends or a romantic interest, or to attract the favor of people, for example, in the workplace, so that you can get ahead. So the middle of August is a time in which you want to be putting your best foot forward, where you want to put an effort into the things that matter to you, into your work projects, your creative endeavors, into a relationship, for example, as you'll really be able to get ahead in all areas of life. This is a time in which you may be gaining a lot of recognition for your accomplishments as well. You'll be able to beat competition, for example, beating a competing business. You'll enjoy increased attention and recognition. This is a time in which you can really change your self-identity to become the person that you've always wanted to be. So take time to visualize and reflect on the person that you want to become. By practicing visualization, you'll be able to manifest that new identity. And by doing this, you'll be able to find solutions that will allow you to step into that person that you've always dreamed of becoming. Now let's get into the second half of the month. You will have Mercury retrograde in your Leo third house. We will have Mercury retrograde in your Leo third house. So this will be an amazing time to get back on track and to establish more structure, discipline into your lifestyle, to establish a better routine. So if you found that your routine is a bit off, this is the time for you to get back on track. You want to watch out for possible miscommunication or arguments with other people, since the third house represents communication, and Mercury retrograde here can lead to all sorts of issues when it comes to communicating with others. So be very clear and direct with your communication, and be careful with the things that you decide to share with other people, since you don't want to accidentally tell someone something that you wish you didn't tell them. You may find that life is moving a bit slowly during this time, but this is a good time for introspection, taking a step back and reevaluating your own inner thoughts. It's a good time to restructure your mindset to create a much more positive mindset, and having a much more positive mindset will allow you to manifest the things that you want. So this is going to be a good time for you to eliminate those nasty thoughts or negative thought patterns that are keeping you trapped in life. If you've had brilliant ideas that you haven't materialized, this is an excellent time to reflect on those ideas and to figure out how to materialize those ideas, how to put them out there into the world so that you can find success from ideas that you've had. This is a time where you can learn how to speak more positively to yourself, to improve your inner dialogue. And again, improving that inner dialogue is so crucial to manifesting what you want in life. We will have an Aquarius full moon in your 9th house, so this may be a time in which you are revisiting your educational plans, or you could be thinking about booking a trip. You could be making plans around travel. Your adventurous side is going to come out, so if you feel like your life has been mundane, this may be a time in which you are thinking of revving up the excitement and adventure in your life, and you're figuring out ways to usher in more excitement into your life. This may be a time of extravagance as well, since we will have Jupiter in your sign squaring Venus, so many of you may be partaking in more hedonism. You may be going out more, again, partaking in a much more exciting lifestyle. Some of you may have some insecurities when it comes to your future, so if you are uncertain about your future, those issues could arise in your mind. However, like I said before, this is a really great time for you to recognize what you need to do differently in life in order to establish the lifestyle that you desire. So if you are feeling uncertain about your future, this is a great time for introspection, looking inward and finding the solutions to your problems. Cancer risings. Let's start off with the first half of August. You will have a Leo new moon in your 2nd house of finances. This is an amazing time to usher in more wealth. Some of you may have a huge stream of income coming in. You may have an abundance of cash flow, or this will be a wonderful time to come up with new strategies to propel your finances forward, to come up with new ways or to innovate in order to usher in the wealth that you know you deserve and desire. So reflect on your finances, reflect on your financial ideas, as this is a time in which you can come up with new brilliant solutions to make more money in the months to follow. From August 5th to August 16th, we will have Mercury retrograde in your 3rd house of communication. So this may be a time where you have to watch out for miscommunication. You want to be careful with the things that you say. There could be potential arguments between you and other people. So make sure that you monitor yourself when you're engaging with others. Try to be very clear and concise with communication so that there aren't any communicative mishaps. This is a time for you to return back to tasks that are incomplete, to finish them up, get work completed, done and out of the way. But we will have Mercury retrograde aligning with Venus, so many of you will enjoy very great communication with others. It is still an ideal time to network, to connect with others, to perhaps form new friendships, to integrate yourself into social networks that you desire to be a part of. So you may have very deep, meaningful conversations with others. You may be able to connect with other people on a deep spiritual level, whether this is a romantic interest, a friend, an acquaintance. We will have the sun in your 2nd house sextile Jupiter, so again, this will be a really great time to plan how you can usher in more wealth. Any financial endeavors, any business endeavors that you work on will prove to be successful. We will have Mars aligning with Jupiter in your 12th house, which will be an amazing time to work on self-care, as if you work on yourself, you put time and energy into looking after yourself and isolating from society, taking a break, nurturing your inner self. You will be able to heal your mental health. You'll be able to create more peace and tranquility and stability within your mind. This is a great time for introspection, reflecting on your own inner wants and needs and coming up with solutions to create the life that you desire. Your intuition will be strengthened, so you should pay attention to the signs and synchronicities you're receiving from the universe. You should pay attention to your dreams or your daydreams, as they may be very significant. You should pay attention to the thoughts that are coming into your mind, as you may be receiving psychic messages from the universe. During the 2nd half of the month, we will have Mercury retrograde in your Leo 2nd house of finances. So this will be a really great time to rethink your financial strategies and to go back to the drawing board. If you are unhappy with where your financial situation is currently at, this is a time in which reflection and introspection will allow you to come up with financial solutions to boost your wealth and to attain the wealth that you crave, desire, and the wealth that you know you deserve in the months to follow. This is an amazing time to use money affirmations. For example, stating affirmations such as, I am wealthy, I make X amount every year, and to retrain your mindset to create a positive money mindset. And what I mean by that is beginning to believe that you are worthy and capable of achieving the wealth that you desire, as this is very important when it comes to manifesting the wealth that you want. So if you have financial hardships, those hardships could be highlighted during this time, in which you will have to think about coming up with solutions to solve your financial burdens. However, if your finances are in a really good state, this may be a time in which you are also spending extravagantly. You are living out a very hedonistic, lavish, luxurious lifestyle. You're spending a lot, going out a lot, for example, buying luxurious items. So you may be going all out during the second half of the month. We will have a full moon in your Aquarius 8th house, so this may be a time in which you have to confront something that's uncomfortable in your life, whether this is a personal situation, issues that you're having in your relationships. By dealing with painful realities, you'll be able to clear and pave the way for a brighter tomorrow. Many of you could find yourself settling debts, financial debts, for example, paying off a bill. You could be putting time and energy into your investments. During the second half of the month, many of you are going to be very money driven. There will be a huge focus on your finances and figuring out strategies to boost your financial wealth. And there will be a lot of time spent on introspection and figuring out what needs to change in your life in order to improve your reality, looking inward, doing a lot of self-work, healing yourself of wounds that have persisted over the past few months that drain you of your energy so that you can heal and move on from these wounds. Leo risings, let's start off with the first half of August. On the 4th, you will have a new moon in your Leo first house of self-identity. So during this time, you are going to have a massive glow up. For example, you could be changing your appearance, and you may be changing your self-identity. You may be reflecting on your inner needs, goals, and wants, and putting newfound effort into achieving those goals so that you can elevate yourself. So if you've been neglecting yourself, this is a time where you are going to look inward, you are going to focus on your needs, and you are going to start improving yourself and bettering your life. And this is a great time to do self-identity work. And self-identity work just means, again, reflecting on your own goals and thinking about the person that you want to become, visualizing that dream person that you've always wanted to step into and become, and using visualization as well as reflecting on your goals will allow you to manifest that reality. You are going to be very charismatic, attractive, and alluring throughout all of August, as it is going to be Leo season after all. So you will find that other people are drawn to you, and you may be the social butterfly during this time. You may find that a lot of friends want to spend time with you, or you may find that a romantic interest is gravitating towards you, expressing a lot of interest. So again, other people will be drawn to you. We have Venus in your first house squaring Uranus, so there may be a lot of exciting, unexpected changes taking place in your life. So if your life has been boring, monotonous, or stagnant, you may find that there's more adventure and excitement. There are unexpected events that are coming into your life. So life may get shaken up, especially during the first half of the month. We will have the sun in your sign sextile Jupiter. So the first half of the month is an amazing time to successfully accomplish anything that you put your mind towards. Again, you'll have that massive glow up, but if you're putting time and energy into a relationship, into a financial endeavor, into a creative project, more likely than not, you'll be able to turn that into a success. So make sure you are taking advantage of the month of August. This is arguably the best month out of the entire year for you to progress in life. So manifest, take action. From August 5th to August 16th, we will have Mercury retrograde in your Virgo second house of finances. So this is a time in which you may be going back to the drawing board, and you may be rediscovering new financial strategies, or you may be rethinking your financial strategies and coming up with new ways to improve those financial strategies, or you may be coming up with solutions to improve your financial situation. So if your financial situation is not where you want it to be, this is a great time for introspection, for reflecting on your finances and going back to ideas that perhaps you've had in the past. For example, business ideas that you haven't materialized, and going back to that and turning that into a successful reality. So use that time period to reflect on your finances, to think about how you can improve your financial situation, because you'll surely normally be able to come up with the solutions. This is also a great time to retrain your mindset to create a positive money mindset, to believe that you are worthy and capable of acquiring the wealth that you desire. Having a positive money mindset is so crucial to being receptive to financial abundance, to manifest that into your life. And many of you could have a lot of financial abundance coming in your way. So if you've been putting in a lot of effort into your financial endeavors, into your career over the past few months, this may be a time in which you were heavily rewarded financially. On August 14th, we will have Mars aligning with Jupiter. So around the middle of the month, this is happening in your 11th house. This will be an excellent time for socializing with other people, having deep spiritual connections with your friends, with the people that you are acquainted with. This is a great time for networking. You'll find that friends, acquaintances are drawn to you. This is a great time to gain favor from people who are in higher positions of power. For example, getting along very well with your boss. And this is also a really great time to chase after your highest dreams and aspirations. So putting energy and time and effort into those dreams that you've perhaps put off in the past due to the routines of everyday life will allow you to start materializing those dreams into reality. So start putting time and attention into those dreams that perhaps you've been neglecting. Let's get into the second half of the month. Now you will have an increased ability to view things from a different perspective, to come up with solutions that you otherwise normally wouldn't be able to come up with. So if there's something that's lacking in your life, or you feel like you are not on the right trajectory, or you feel like your goals seem out of reach, this is a really great time to work towards your goals and to come up with solutions that will allow you to materialize your goals. You may have a lot of excitement and change coming into your life, which will zhuzh up your life and change your daily routine. So you may be going on adventures. It's once again a really great time for you to do self-identity work, to reflect on your goals and to come up with those solutions. This is also a time in which you can have a massive glow up. So you can think about the appearance that you wish to have, the glow up that you want to have. And this is a great time to visualize that person that you envision becoming, to manifest, to do that self-work. Again, you'll be very capable this entire month of achieving anything you set your mind towards. This is a really great time to change the way that other people perceive you. So if you want to create a different reputation, you want other people to acknowledge you, to recognize you, this is a great time to figure out ways to boost your reputation, to become more visible. We will have a full moon in your 7th house, so there could be dramatic, exciting, or surprising events that do transpire in your love life. For some of you, this could be an amazing opportunity to bond with a romantic interest on a deeper level. It is Mercury retrograde, so some of you could encounter an ex in August if you have unfinished business with them, especially if you have other placements in Leo too. That increases the likelihood of reconnecting with a past partner. And during this full moon on August 19th, some of your partnerships could be tested. So if you're in an unhealthy relationship, those unhealthy dynamics could be brought to the light. Some of you could even be ending a partnership, or you may find that you have to change things about your love life. You have to change something in your romantic relationship. So for some of you, it could be a great opportunity to bond deeper. For others, this could be a time in which problems do arise if there are issues already present in your romantic relationship. And for some of you, there could be major things that are happening with a business partner. You could be having very important discussions with your business partner. Virgo risings, let's start off with the first half of August. On August 4th, we have a Leo new moon. So around the first week of the month, you will be taking a lot of time away from the world for introspection, soul searching. This is a really good time for healing your soul and for strengthening your energy. This is a time in which you may be focused on self-care, looking after your mental health, and finding a way to improve your mindset so that you can create more peace and tranquility in your mind. Improving your mind state will allow you to feel better, and as a result, allow you to accomplish more for the rest of the month. This week may not be extremely active. You may be retreating a bit from the social world, and this is a better time to take a little bit of a retreat just to focus on yourself, to just recharge those batteries. From August 5th to August 16th, we will have Mercury retrograde transiting your first house. So this will be a really great time for doing inner self-identity work. This may be a time in which you are reconsidering the identity that you put out there into the world. You could be focusing on creating a new identity, taking a step back and identifying what it is you want to change about yourself and what you want to change about your outward perception. This is a really great time to do introspection, to focus on your goals goals and to focus on the person that you want to become, as this is a time in which you can find solutions to improve your self-identity, to step into that version of yourself that is capable of accomplishing your desires. So take this time to do that inner self-identity work. Visualize the person that you want to become and focus on your goals, and take time away to focus on improving yourself and figuring out what you need to do differently in life to step into the identity that you want. This will allow you to manifest that new identity, to have that glow up you desire. So you'll be refining and repurposing the way in which you project yourself outwardly into the world. And some of you may want to improve your reputation, you may want to gain more recognition and notoriety, so you'll be able to figure out strategies to make this happen. Around the 7th, we will have Mercury aligning with Venus in your sign, so you'll find that other people will gravitate towards you during this time. You'll be very charming, charismatic, your energy will be very attractive. This may be a time in which you are able to effectively communicate with other people, you're able to integrate yourself into networks of people, or you're able to bond very deeply with others, you're able to connect socially on a great level. We will have Mars aligning with Jupiter in your 10th house of career and reputation around August 14th. So this will be a time in which you are able to gain a lot of attention. Other people will gravitate towards you. You may be able to have a massive boost in your reputation. This may be a time in which you are achieving a lot of recognition for your prior accomplishments, for your hard efforts. You'll also have a massive boost of energy, drive, and motivation to propel yourself forward in your career, or to turn your work projects into a major success. So it's highly advised that you put time and effort into your career, into those work projects. During the second half of the month, if you have issues in your relationships with other people, you may have to address those issues. If there are limitations in your love life or in your relationship with others, this may be a time in which those limitations are brought to the surface and you have to address them. But on the other hand, if your relationships are in good order, you may find that this is an amazing second half of the month to bond with others. You may be going out with other people, you may be partaking in very exciting events, for example, going on adventures with a romantic interest, friends. On the one hand, you'll be having a lot of fun and your life may become very hedonistic and enjoyable, but on the other hand, we will have Mercury retrograde in your Leo 12th house, which will place a major emphasis on needing to take a step back away from the world, needing to retreat so that you can find isolation. Spending time isolated from time to time during the second half of the month is crucial. This is an amazing time for healing, for working through those internal wounds and internal battles that have perhaps been causing you a lot of mental turmoil over the past few months, and feeling those feelings, letting them out so that you can heal from those battles and essentially move on. So this will be a major healing period to work through mental health issues, to work through traumas, and to get over them. We will have a full moon in your Aquarius 6th house of career and health, so there could be a major work event transpiring. There could be major events occurring or major things happening between you and work colleagues. You could be going to a work party, for example. You could hear some wild information about a work colleague, or you may find that you are considering changing up your career trajectory. You may be thinking of leaving an old job in search of a new job, or you may just be making massive changes in your career. This is a really great time to figure out different strategies to get ahead in your career, come up with solutions so that you can propel yourself forward in your career. If you find that your career is stagnant, this may be a time in which you are reprioritizing your health as well. You are putting time, energy, and effort into keeping up with a better routine, establishing a better diet, starting to exercise more. So this is a really great time to focus your energy on your career as well as your health. Libra risings. Let's start off with the first half of August. On August 4th, you will have a new moon in your Leo 11th house. So this may be a time in which you are partaking in social events. You may be very socially active. This is a really great time to bond with other people, to make friends, to network, to connect with the right kinds of people who can open up doors of opportunity for you. This may also be a time in which you are putting newfound effort into your dreams and aspirations. This is an amazing time to renew your energy and effort into those high aspirations that you've perhaps put off due to how busy your life may be. The first half of the month in general is a great time for you to put new energy into those dreams and to renew your interest in those highest dreams that you've always wanted, that lifestyle that you've always desired. From August 5th to August 16th, we will have Mercury retrograde in your 12th house of mental health, isolation. So this may be a time in which you are taking a step away from the world in order to focus on introspection introspection, self-reflection, putting time and energy into looking after your mental health. This is a really great first half of the month to just focus on looking after your well-being and taking time away from the world to rest, recharge your mental battery. This may be a time in which you are reflecting on your internal wounds so that you can heal from those wounds and essentially allow yourself to move on. So you may find yourself reflecting on those deep feelings, reminiscing about past wounds and traumas. This is actually a good thing. You should allow yourself to feel those feelings so that you can move on from them. And like I said, you'll be very highly introspective, but your intuition will also be massively heightened. So listen to your gut, pay attention to any dreams, signs, or synchronicities that you are receiving, as they will be very significant. They may point towards some sort of hidden meaning. You may find out some truths. So through your own introspection, you'll be able to find the answers to the questions that you may have. For example, you may have questions about a past relationship. You may have questions as to how you can figure out how to improve your life. So these solutions will be coming to you. So I highly recommend meditating. On the 14th, we will have the Mars-Jupiter alignment in your 9th house. So around the middle of the month, you may find yourself becoming extremely adventurous. Many of you may even be booking a trip. You could be planning a trip around that time. You could be traveling, in which case your travels may be extremely exciting and fun, or you may be going on adventures with other people, in which case going on an adventure will be a really great time. So many of you are going to leave hermit mode around the middle of the month, and you may be going out there to explore, attending events. We will have the sun in your Leo 11th house sextile Jupiter. So even though you may need to take some time away from the world for introspection, for isolating yourself, on the contrary, when you put yourself out there, you may be having a lot of fun. You'll be able to connect very well with other people. This is a theme throughout August, is connection with others, having very intriguing conversations with people, being able to bond very deeply with your friends, acquaintances. One thing that will come into focus is your new desire for adventure and leading a more exciting life will come into clash with your work. So you may have to learn how to find a better work-life balance so that you can balance work, the routines of everyday life, getting your work done with leading a more exciting, adventurous lifestyle. So you're going to have to learn how to figure that out so that you can have excitement while also being diligent, disciplined, and responsible with what you have to do. Now let's touch on the second half of the month. We will have Mercury retrograde in your Leo 11th house. So some of you may be reconsidering friendships. You may be considering letting go of certain friends who drain you of your time and your energy, or you may be thinking about allowing past friendships back into your life. You may be reconnecting with friends and acquaintances from a while back that you haven't heard from in a long time. We will have the sun aligning with Mercury in your 11th house, so the second half of the month is a really great time for you to be social, to connect with others. So there's that continued theme of connectivity with other people. It's a great time to boost your reputation, to become more popular, and it will be a really great time to reflect on what you need to do differently in order to achieve your highest dreams and aspirations, as introspection on your dreams will allow you to find solutions to make those dreams a reality. During the second half of the month though, some of you may be subject to depression. You may feel a little bit isolated or lonely. So again, it's a good time to put yourself out there to connect with other people. Some of you may be feeling low about your career. If you feel unfulfilled with your career, this is a great time to take a step back and just introspect and reflect on what you need to do differently in your career, finding solutions to solving those career issues. We will have a full moon in your Aquarius 5th house, so there could be some wild, chaotic, or even exciting event occurring in your love life that you want to watch out for. You could have a wild, passionate date with someone. You could have something unexpected happening, for example, reconnecting with an ex. This full moon will be very volatile since it will be aspecting Uranus, the planet of instability, chaotic changes. So again, there could be something massive happening in regards to your love life. Or, you could even have a breakup, since full moons are all about letting go, or you could be letting go of issues that you have in your romantic relationship. So really, all bets are on the table. It's very individualistic when it comes to what may happen to you. It's hard to predict exactly what will happen because Uranus is so unstable. But the full moon in your 5th house also indicates that there could be something happening with your creative endeavors as well. So you could be working on a creative project, completing a creative project, or you may have divine creative inspiration, which will allow you to put effort into your creative endeavors and turn those into a success. Scorpio risings. Let's start off with the first half of August. So during the first week of August, there could be exciting, unusual, unexpected, or surprising events going down in your love life, since Uranus will be in your 7th house of committed relationships, squaring Venus in your 10th house. So many of you may be thinking of making some changes in your career, or this could be a time in which something exciting happens in your love life. For example, you're reconnecting with someone in your love life, since we also have Mercury retrograde energy, which is notorious for bringing back exes. Or if this isn't a past connection, you could be going on an exciting wild date. You could hear from someone unexpectedly. So watch out for chaotic, bizarre, or unexpected events in love. We will have a Leo new moon in your 10th house of career, so many of you could have a fresh new beginning in your career during the first half of the month, or you may be thinking of new strategies, new ways forward to improve upon your career, to progress in your career. This is a really great time to reevaluate your career strategy, to come up with new strategies to propel your career forward towards success. And many of you could be gaining major recognition or acknowledgement in your career. This is a really great time to act on your new career ideas, to state your career affirmations, manifest success in your career. So try manifestations around August 4th when it comes to your career. From August 5th to August 16th, we will have Mercury retrograde in your 11th house of friendships, social activities. So you want to be aware of potential miscommunication during this time. Be very clear and concise when you send a message. Some of you may be rethinking certain friendships that you keep. Some of you may be evaluating friendships, thinking about cutting off certain friends if they drain you of your time and your energy, if they don't have good intentions towards you. Others may find yourselves reconnecting with friends from the past. You may have acquaintances or friends that you haven't been in contact with for a long time coming back into your life. This will also be an ideal time to rethink your strategies when it comes to your highest dreams and aspirations. Perhaps you've been putting those highest dreams on the back burner as you focus on the responsibilities of everyday life, but this is a really great time to return to those dreams that you've been neglecting, those highest dreams, that dream life that you've always wanted. It's a great time to figure out strategies to turn your dream life into a reality. On August 7th, we will have the Sun sextile Jupiter. This will be occurring in your 10th house of career, so this is a really great time for career progress. Many of you may be gaining major recognition and acknowledgement in your career. Some of you may even have a boost in your career throughout all of August. You may be getting ahead in your career. Some of you could get a promotion, or if that's not the case, this is a really great time to really hustle when it comes to your career, as your hustle will be massively rewarded this month. Many of you may also have a boost in your reputation. You may find that other people gravitate towards you. Your presence will be very powerful. And I know I said to watch out for miscommunication. However, we will also have Mercury conjunct Venus during the first half of the month. So even though there could be potential miscommunication or arguments or conflicts with certain people, on the other hand, you may have very valuable conversations with others. You may be able to connect very deeply with other people through meaningful, valuable, or even spiritual conversations that you have. You'll be able to network very efficiently. You may be able to successfully network and get yourself integrated into the right social groups that you want to be a part of. We will have Mars aligning with Jupiter in your 8th house of finances. So this will be a really great time to hustle when it comes to your financial endeavors, especially around the middle of the month, more specifically August 14th. So during the middle of the month, put your time, energy, and effort into your finances, perhaps paying off debts or handling your business or coming up with new ways to propel your finances forward, as you'll be able to successfully come up with strategies to make more money. Or some of you may even have some sort of financial abundance coming in your way. Now let's move on to the second half of the month. This may be a time where if you have toxic friendships, those people are really exposing their negative colors, in which case you may really want to reconsider cutting those people out of your life. So you want to watch out for people in your life who could potentially be disruptive or try to put you down. So if you don't have negative friends in your life, this isn't anything to worry about. But on the other hand, you'll likely have a really great time with the friends who do have good intentions towards you, the friends that you bond on a very great level with. So you may be partaking in hedonistic events, you may be going out to social gatherings, just having a really great time. So the second half of the month is an amazing time to just go out with your friends, to be social, to connect with others, to network successfully. You'll likely be having a lot of fun with the people in your life, especially your friends. We will have Mercury retrograde in your 10th house of career. So this may be a time in which you are re-evaluating what it is you want to do with your career. You're coming up with different strategies. You're going back to the drawing board when it comes to your career career and you're figuring out, what steps you should take forward. You may be going back to previous career ideas that you haven't acted on, and these may be brilliant career ideas that you are bringing up once again, and you may be figuring out how you can implement them and turn them into a reality. So this will be a time for introspection, reflecting on your career and figuring things out, figuring out ways to propel yourself forward in your career if you are currently stagnant in your career, if you are looking for that progress. We'll have the sun in your 11th house squaring Uranus, so there could be some wild, unexpected events occurring with friends and acquaintances. You could hear some unexpected news, some wild news from a friend, or there could be something wild or even chaotic occurring with you and your friends. You could be going on an extremely exciting adventure. This could even be a fight. It really depends on your personal situation, but watch out for perhaps disruptive or unexpected sudden events occurring in your friendships. On the 19th, we will have an Aquarius full moon in your 4th house of home, family, emotions. So this may be a time in which you are healing any inner wounds that you have. You're reflecting on emotions. Perhaps you were healing from childhood traumas or any traumas that have been burdening your life over the past few months. So this will be a good time to just really get into your feels and to really go deep with the introspection so that you can heal yourself from any lingering traumas. This may be a time in which there are major events happening with your family members, so that's something to watch out for. These could even be chaotic events happening with family, so be very cautious when it comes to your family members and what's happening with them around this time. Some of you could even be reconsidering relocation, or you could be considering doing things differently in your home. For example, you could be tidying up your house, cleaning up, or perhaps buying new furniture or throwing away old furniture. So you could be making some home renovations, or you could be thinking about buying or selling property. So there could be moves around where you want to live, your living situation. Sagittarius risings. Let's start off with the first half of the month. Now, the first week in particular, but honestly, the entire first half of the month may be extremely exciting and adventurous. You may find yourself wanting to book a trip around this time. Many of you could be traveling, in which case your travels should go excellently. Some of you may be looking towards your educational pursuits, planning out what you want to take in college or in university, for example. Many of you could be excelling in your studies too. So this is a really great time for your studies as well as travel, but overall, you may find that you're ushering in more excitement into your life. You're going out more. Perhaps you're making plans with your friends. And some of these adventures that you go on could be extremely wild and unexpected. So you could have some sort of unexpected, exciting encounter when you're going out. From August 5th to August 16th, we will have Mercury retrograde in your 10th house of career. So during this time, you may be reconsidering your career strategy. If you find that your career has been stagnant and you haven't had the progress that you desire, this is an excellent month to reflect and do some introspection when it comes to your career, as you'll be able to figure out strategies to move forward in your career, to finally propel yourself forward in your career and get out of a stagnant place. We will have Mars aligning with Jupiter in your 7th house of relationships. So this will be a time in which you are extremely magnetic, charming, and charismatic, and you may even draw in a romantic interest. So this is going to be around the middle of the month, more specifically August 14th. So around that time, you may find that you're going on an exciting date. There could be a lot of passion, obsession, and infatuation between you and a romantic interest. This is a really great time for success in regard to your love life, so I would highly recommend planning a date around this time. However, for those of you who may be in a toxic relationship, we do have Mars in your 7th house squaring Saturn, in which case you could be letting out your frustrations, or there could be potential conflicts. So this is only for those of you who are in tumultuous relationships, but for the most part, it's still a good time to get over any relationship hurdles and to experience success in your love life. And watch out for potentially wild or unexpected events, surprising events that could occur in your career, since we will have Mercury retrograde squaring Uranus, the planet of unexpected events. This will be occurring in your 10th house. So there could be some sort of weird thing happening in the workplace, or someone says something that's quite shocking or surprising. So watch out for that. Now let's talk about the second half of the month. We will have Mercury retrograde in your Leo 9th house. So there could potentially be delays or disruptions when it comes to any trips that you're going on. For example, there could be flight cancellations or delays with travel. Now, Now, it's still a really great time to go on a trip or to go on adventures, but Mercury retrograde could cause some restrictions. The second half of the month is still a really great time to go on adventures, and you'll likely be revving up the excitement levels in your life and going out there more, leaving hermit mode. Around the middle of the month, you may find that you're a bit lazy though when it comes to your career, so you may want to take a step back and relax. After all, this summer is preferable for going out rather than hustling and putting your all into your career. So my recommendation would be to, again, book a trip or to take a step back from your career and just enjoy the summer, especially around the 18th of August. If you are unhappy with your career, around the middle to the end of the month, you may find yourself reflecting on those restrictions and limitations in your career, in which case it's a really great time to go back and to rethink what it is you want to do with your work life and to think of new strategies to propel yourself forward in your career and get yourself out of a rut. But this is only for those of you who may be unhappy with where you are in your career. On the 19th, we will have a full moon in your third house of communication, networking, and your work projects. So this may be a time in which you are finishing up or completing a work project or a creative project, putting that out there into the world. This may also be a time in which you are communicating or networking with others, and this full moon will be forming an aspect with Uranus, which represents sudden, unexpected encounters. So you could have some sort of wild, unexpected, or even exciting encounter with someone in your life. You could be attending a social event, something exciting could happen there. You could hear something really chaotic or exciting coming from a friend. So watch out for that. Watch out for unexpected encounters with the people around you. The full moon around the 19th will also be a really great time to get your life back on track and to establish more routine, discipline, and structure into your life moving forward. This is also a good time to change the way in which you speak to yourself, to form a better, more positive mindset. Since the third house is all about communication, this full moon will be about letting go. So you should try to let go or focus on letting go of negative ways in which you may speak to yourself and start practicing healthy, positive affirmations, start speaking to yourself more positively, improve that mindset. So I highly recommend doing some sort of ritual work or internal work or manifesting, stating your affirmations around the full moon, stating positive affirmations. For example, affirmations such as, I am worthy of so and so. Even though around the middle of the month, you may be a bit lazy in regard to your career, during the last week of the month, you are really going to rev up that work hustle, and you are really going to have a lot of stamina, endurance, and you'll be propelling your career forward. So any effort that you put into your career, especially during that last week of August, will allow you to propel yourself forward in your career, and any hustling that you do will be heavily rewarded in the workplace. Capricorn risings. Let's start off with the first half of the month. So we will have Uranus in your fifth house of dating squaring Venus, which is the planet of love. So many of you could have exciting, unusual, sudden, unexpected events that are occurring in your love life or with a romantic interest. For example, you could be going on an exciting, passionate date, or some of you may suddenly, unexpectedly hear back from someone in your love life. So it's really hard to predict what could happen, but for those of you who may have some activity in your love life, the first week or even the first half of the month could bring in something sudden or unexpected in love. So be on the lookout. We will have a new moon in your Leo 8th house. So many of you could go on some sort of new financial beginning. You could be looking into new ways to make more money, to usher in more wealth. This could be a time in which you are figuring out investment strategies. You're figuring out new ways to handle debt so that you can overcome any debts you may have. So this is a really great time for financial new beginnings. So I highly recommend putting effort into strategizing around your finances and figuring out ways to improve your financial standing, as thinking about your finances, reflecting on your finances will be heavily rewarded, and taking new action towards your finances will be rewarded as well. From August 5th to August 16th, we will have Mercury retrograde in your Virgo 9th house of travel. So this could be a time where there are potentially disruptions if you are planning a trip. However, this is also a really great time to take a step back and plan how you can invigorate your life and create a much more exciting and adventurous life. If you feel like your life has been lacking in excitement, you've been caught up with your mundane everyday routine, or you've been very caught up with work, this is a time in which you can focus on strategies to improving your life and just making it more exciting, more lavish, and enjoyable. We will have the Sun sextile Jupiter in your 6th and 8th house of work and finances. So this will be a really great time to pour your efforts into your work, into your finances, and to figure out strategies to boost yourself up and forward in the workplace. And this may even be a time in which you are massively rewarded in the workplace as well. There could be some sort of financial abundance coming your way for previous efforts, or you may find that you're gaining some recognition in the workplace. But hustling when it comes to your finances and your career should be rewarded around this time. We will have Mars aligning with Jupiter in your 6th house of co-workers, working, and your health. So this may be a time in which you are putting a lot of energy into your health habits. You are really improving your diet, your exercise regime, or this would be a really great time to start pouring your energy into your health. This is a time in which putting that energy into your health will be rewarded, and you may be able to keep up with a healthy routine that lasts in the months to follow. So you'll likely have improved energy, vitality, as well as motivation and self-confidence, which will drive you forward in your career as well. And hustling in your career, especially around the middle of the month, will be heavily rewarded. So definitely put effort into the workplace. You want to watch out for potential disruptions or arguments that could occur between you and coworkers, since Mars represents aggression. Jupiter expands everything it comes into contact with that happening in your 6th house of coworkers. I mean, yes, it's positive for your work, your career, boosting your success. It's great for health, but there could be potential arguments with coworkers. So you want to be very careful in your communication with those people, especially if you don't have the most harmonious relationship with the people that you work with. Let's get into the second half of the month. Now, we will have Venus in your 9th house squaring Jupiter. So you may be partaking in a lot of hedonism. You may be having a really great time going out, indulging. You may be partying. This is a great time for traveling. You may be relaxing. So again, your life may be extremely adventurous throughout all of August, especially around the middle of the month. But if there are restrictions in your finances or in your career, those may come to the forefront of your mind. And this is a really great time to re-strategize when it comes to your finances or your career, and to find your way out of a pickle if you are in a dire financial situation or if your career isn't going exactly as planned. So you may find that you're reflecting on restrictions or delays when it comes to your career or your finances, but it's a good time to find a way out of that, to find solutions to get out of any hardships when it comes to money, work. We will have a full moon in your Aquarius 2nd house. So for many of you, you could be making major money moves around this time. You could be letting go of some debts, paying off some debts, for example, or you could be thinking of ways to boost your income. This is a really great time to re-strategize when it comes to your finances. So around the full moon on August 19th is a good time to pour your effort and energy into making money, figuring out how you can make more money, as solutions will definitely come to your mind. And we'll have Mercury retrograde in your 8th house. So again, this will be a time in which you are really reflecting on your finances. You are really thinking about how you can improve your financial standing. And this is also a really great time to improve your money mindset, to create a positive, healthy mindset around income. So if you have a negative mindset when it comes to money, you feel like you're undeserving, or you feel like you're not capable of producing the financial results that you desire, that could be limiting you. And this is a really great time, the second half of the month, to restructure your mindset and to start believing that you are worthy, capable, and deserving of the wealth that you know that you deserve and desire. So during the second half of the month, focus on manifesting wealth, focus on stating positive affirmations regarding wealth, and focus on retraining your mindset to usher in wealth, since having a very positive mindset around money is crucial for being able to manifest money. Aquarius risings. Let's start off with the first half of the month. So we will have a Leo new moon in your 7th house of committed partnerships, relationships, business partnerships, and new moons are all about new beginnings. So many of you may meet someone new in your love life. You could be going on an exciting date in your love life. Some of you could potentially hear back from your ex, and there could be new conversations or something new building up with someone from your past, since we will also have Mercury retrograde in your 7th house this month. And many of you may be starting something new in regards to a business partnership. You could be collaborating with someone, or many of you could be thinking of starting up a new business. This is also an amazing time to manifest love. So take the first half of the month to reset your mindset regarding love, to create a healthy, positive mindset when it comes to love, to start believing that you are worthy of the love that you desire. We will have Venus in your 7th house squaring Uranus. So during the first half of the month, but especially during the first week, many of of you could experience wild, chaotic, exciting, or even surprising encounters in your love life. Again, this could be an unexpected brush with an ex, or many of you may be going on a wild date. So watch out for weird things that could happen when it comes to your romantic life. You could unexpectedly bump into a romantic interest, for example. This will also be a time where your romantic relationships may heat up. There may be more passion, excitement, and interest between you and a romantic interest. So this is a really great time for dating. From August 5th to August 16th, we will have Mercury retrograde in your 8th house of finances. So this may be a time in which you are reconsidering how you want to strategize when it comes to your finances, when it comes to making money, or when it comes to how you're going to manage your debts, pay off debts, and create a savings plan. That's a really great time period for financial planning and going back to the drawing board. If there's a financial plan that you haven't implemented yet, for example, a business idea, an investment that you've been wanting to make. We'll have the sun in your 7th house sextile Jupiter. So once again, you're going to be very attractive in your love life. You'll be very magnetic, and this is the best time to entice a romantic interest or to get a romantic interest invested in you. So again, this is a time to plan dates or to message someone that you like. We will also have Mercury aligning with Venus, so this may be a time in which you are able to bond very deeply with other people. You are able to form a very deep spiritual connection with your friends, with a romantic interest, for example. This will be happening in your 8th house, which is all about depth. This is also a great time to reconnect with your spirituality, especially if you haven't had time to practice something spiritual, for example, manifestation or meditation. So this is a really great time to just go back to that. We will also have the Mars-Jupiter alignment in your 5th house around August 14th. So around the middle of the month, you are going to have a great deal of creative inspiration. This is an amazing time period to drive your creative projects or creative endeavors forward and to turn them into a success. And again, this is happening in your 5th house of dating, so you will be very attractive. This may be a time in which physical intimacy really heats up between you and a romantic interest, but you do want to watch out for potential conflict that could arise since Mars does represent aggression. Jupiter expands everything that it comes into contact with, so if you have a volatile relationship, there could possibly be some arguments that arise, although there could also be good intimacy at the same time. Now let's get into the second half of the month. We will have Mercury retrograde in your Leo 7th house of relationships. Mercury retrograde is notorious for bringing exes back, and it's happening in the house which represents romance. So this is a time period in which you could encounter your ex, especially if you have unfinished business with them, if you feel like there are loose ends that need to be tied up. So this could be a time in which you're having conversations with them. Some of you could even be getting back together again with an ex. This really only applies to those of you who still have unfinished business with an ex though. And this could also apply to other people in your life, for example, friends that you've lost contact with. And there could also be wild, chaotic events happening when it comes to reconnecting with people from the past, since Mercury retrograde will be squaring Uranus, the planet of instability and chaos. So it could be a very surprise encounter. If some of you have been experiencing difficulties in your finances, those difficulties may come to the forefront of your mind, or you may find that you have to encounter those difficulties. This is because Venus will be in your 8th house opposing Saturn. The 8th house is all about your finances, and having this opposing Saturn is a bit restricting. So if there are things that you've been putting off financially, this is a time to confront those issues and to handle your financial burdens and to overcome them. And once again, the second half of the month will continue to be a really great time for dating, where there will be great connection, good physical intimacy, although potential arguments if your relationship is on rocky ground. And we will also have a full moon in your sign, in your 1st house of self. So this will be a time where you will be having a massive glow up. This is a time where many of you may be changing your appearance, you may be changing your identity, and you may be changing the way in which you present yourself to the world. So if you want to have a boost in your reputation, this is a great way to basically restructure your identity and to transform into a different person. So it's a great time to do self-identity work. And what I mean by self-identity work is it's a time in which you should take time to reflect on the person that you want to become, to visualize that person that you want to become, and to think of what you need to do in order to become that person, And by doing all of these steps, you will be manifesting that version of yourself. And you also want to make sure that you are taking action in the months to follow. If you know there are things you have to do and you figure out solutions to becoming the person that you want to become during this full moon, make sure that you act on it. But this full moon is the time for you to evolve, grow, step into that person that you want to be. If you are unhappy with your current life, if you are unhappy with the person that you are, it's also in your first house of goals. So it's a really great time to reflect on your personal goals and aspirations, and you'll be able to come up with solutions to not only improve your self-identity, but to also accomplish your highest goals too. This full moon is in your sign. It's all about you. It's your time to transform and elevate yourself. Pisces risings. Let's start off with the first half of the month. Now, we will have a Leo new moon in your 6th house of career and health. This will be an amazing time to propel your career forward in a new direction, to come up with new career strategies, to find newfound success. Many of you may be advancing in the workplace as well. There could be new exciting opportunities in the workplace for some of you. This is also an amazing time to start looking after your health and to come up with new health strategies, such as implementing a new diet or a new exercise regime. So many of you are going to be getting back on track with your health. Many of you are going to be feeling a lot more energized, and you may have a lot more vitality during the first half of the month too, which will allow you to propel yourself forward, especially in regard to your health endeavors, your career endeavors. This is also a really great time to re-strategize new ways forward in your career and to find new solutions, to have new breakthroughs in the workplace. From August 5th to August 16th, we will have Mercury retrograde in your 7th house of relationships. So many of you could be reconciling with an ex. You may feel tempted to reach out to an ex, or likewise, you may have an ex texting you, trying to contact you. Some of you could be getting back together again with an ex, or just having a conversation with someone from your past. This may also be a time in which you're re-strategizing what it is you want to do with your business. And it is a good time to re-strategize what you want to do with a business if you do have a business on the horizon. You'll be able to come up with strategies to propel your business forward during this time. We'll have Mercury aligning with Venus in your 7th house of relationships. So this will be a really great time to connect deeply with a romantic partner or with a romantic interest. You may have excellent conversations with them. You will be able to have very good dialogue, or you may be able to figure out certain truths about a relationship. We will have Mars aligning with Jupiter in your 4th house of home and family. So this is a really great time to heal your inner wounds, to reflect on anything that has been emotionally draining you so that you can recover from that, heal, and move on. This may be a time in which there could possibly be conflicts between you and those that you love or those that you are closest with, so you do want to watch out for that. We'll have the sun in your 6th house, sextile Jupiter, so this is a time in which you really are going to be feeling vitalized. You are going to have so much energy, and this is a really great first half of the month to just get work, mundane tasks completed, done, and out of the way, to do what you have to do. And like I said before, to strategize what you want to do with your career. You can really manifest a lot of career success if you are practicing manifestations, if you're practicing affirmations in regard to your career, or you are putting the effort into your career. During the second half of the month, we will have Mercury retrograde in your 6th house of career. So this may be a time in which you are slowing things down a bit in your career. You want to watch out for potential workplace mishaps. You want to watch out for miscommunication with your coworkers, or perhaps making a mistake when it comes to your work, for example. But this will be an excellent time to re-strategize what you're doing with your career, to go back to the drawing board and to go back to any career ideas you've had previously that you haven't acted on. So it's a really great time to also retrain your mindset to create a positive mindset around your career, to start believing that you are worthy of the career that you know you deserve and desire. And by creating that healthy mindset, you will be able to manifest that career that you want. So it's a great time to just practice that internal self-dialogue when it comes to your work, your success. You will have a full moon in your 12th house, so this may be a time in which you do become a bit emotional, and you want to make sure that you are keeping your emotions balanced and in check. This full moon will be on August 19th, so you want to watch out for your emotions specifically around that time. But this is also a really great time to do shadow work. And by shadow work, I mean practicing meditation and doing a lot of self-reflection and introspection. This is a really great time to heal your inner wounds and to once and for all purge out those emotional wounds that have been traumatizing you or burdening your life. So the second half of the month is a time where you should reflect on any emotional wounds that may be lingering so that you can heal from them and purge them out once and for all. You'll also be deeply in tune with your psychic ability, so really trust your gut, listen to your intuition, as those are going to be spot on. You may be receiving psychic messages through daydreams, visions, dreams. You may be seeing signs and synchronicities from the universe, and you may be able to reveal answers. You may be able to uncover certain truths that were hidden to you beforehand. We will have Venus in your 7th house trining Uranus, so there could be unexpected encounters in your love life, but these are likely going to be exciting. They could be fun. Again, you could be reconnecting with an ex, but many of you may have a lot of passion and excitement in your love life. You could be going on a very fun date. You could be meeting someone. So the second half of the month is a really great time for dating. We'll have Venus in your 7th house opposing Neptune, so this is a time in which you can see the truth behind your romantic relationships. For example, if a romantic interest or partner has been lying to you, you'll be able to uncover those lies, most likely through introspection or even doing your own research. So this is the time in which the truth in your romantic relationships, whether this is in regards to a previous relationship or a current relationship, will be revealed.